We began to have this vision that we really need to help try to create a job training learning experience that would expose young people to not just a career in culinary arts. We're trying to get them to build confidence, to learn to work as a team, to develop social skills, interpersonal skills, to work well with the public, all of those things that are transferable in any job.
My favorite experience in this program would have to be just getting along with other kids that live in the community and coming together to work in such a great program and create amazing dishes for people. Being in here got me be a little more confident and just be out there more. Thank you for having this program for us.
So this project, the Culinary Arts Program, the Business Academy, the Future Community Cafe Job Training Program that we're developing in partnership with the Kaplans. All of this is part of that vision that we're really trying to break the cycle of intergenerational poverty by getting kids really ready to be successful. We were fortunate to meet Tom and Emily Kaplan through a board member of ours. Being successful restaurateurs and co-owners of Hugo's Restaurant, when we had this concept, we reached out to them as consultants.
Our heartstrings were just tugged by the stories that we heard of the struggles and the success of all the kids that were involved with El Nido and how El Nido helped them. And I just felt like I have to do something to help.
We've been doing this together for 38 years. Marriage and restaurants. We opened the restaurant with my father. We have a couple of partners. We love creating an atmosphere that's very inclusive of all of our guests so that everybody can sit together and enjoy a meal. When we heard the stories of all the kids, we decided we wanted to be more involved.
From that, really we began to develop this possibility of doing a brick and mortar community cafe job training program.
We went through many transformations from thinking of doing something off campus. El Nido was granted this government building, the old Pacoima Community Center. We were looking around there and it made sense to try and do something there.
When they visited our community center that we had just moved into, they saw an opportunity to actually build this cafe at the community center.
There was one classroom that we thought was big enough to where we could do a demonstration kitchen and small cafe. So we called our kitchen designer, who also does planned expeditions in the city of Los Angeles.
Without question, I jumped to see how I could be available. It hits home for me. A lot of it wasn't me, at the front line. It was Leandra and it was Manny working really hard on this.
So a few hurdles that we've jumped through to get through the city was it was not in the correct zoning area.
It means that only a few uses would be applicable on the property. I was brought in and just to do one last search to find out if there's any city planning approval or entitlement on the property that authorized something like this to happen. And I found an old case from 1979, from before the property was built. It did say that educational facilities were allowed. As soon as the chief zoning administrator wrote the interpretation that he felt this teaching kitchen was in conformance with this 1979 grant, that's when that was a nice happy moment.
It was really important for me to bring my office to this kind of feeling from helping small businesses and helping a small community, helping this organization and what they do and being a part of it, and to see them and see what we're contributing and why we're doing it.
Culinary class in El Nido has definitely changed my life in a few aspects. I've actually acquired a job. With a job, I've now learned how to be more, active and more productive. I learned how to manage my time a lot more. I learned how to, work for my own things, and this class, not only I've learned how to cook, but I've learned how to properly, appreciate the things that is given to me. I want to say thank you to El Nido and all the sponsors. It's been a great experience with this kitchen and everything that I've experienced. It's honestly been amazing. So I want to by my heart say thank you to each and every one of you guys, and yeah, it's been amazing. Thank you.
So we now have the state-of-the-art kitchen. That came about because of our fundraising efforts, and all of it from the construction to it being, fully equipped, was from donor dollars. We have a wonderful chef, Chef Wendy. She is just a gem. She's from the community. She focuses on health. She is a vegan specialist.
I started working here about 1.5 years ago, and before we had this beautiful kitchen, we were teaching these cooking classes in the community room, and I had a little rolling cart that I would put camping stoves on top of. But now that it's up and running, it's huge, a huge difference in like the food that we can prepare, and the vision from seeing it on the blueprints to like having it now. It's amazing. It's unbelievable. I think one of the biggest results that I've seen from teaching the kids is that they're more confident now, where I can kind of just stand back and let them do all the hard work. And I don't have to worry about them, because they're super confident in the kitchen. They know what they're doing. They know how to explain their ingredients.
We're cooking esquites, so it's a Mexican street dish. It's usually served in a foam cup with a large portion, but today we made esquites. I had corn. We boiled the corn with epozote to give it flavor. Then we drained it and we added mayonnaise, vegan mayonnaise with vegan Parmesan cheese, and we topped it with paprika and cilantro. This kitchen came to fruition. It felt amazing because I was part of the kitchen.
So the overall goal is this community cafe job training program, and the job training is really the big emphasis, because this was about providing young people with opportunities. You could just see the confidence developing in the young people from day to day as the Kaplans were working with them. This is a long-term vision. The classes are, just flourishing. Folks are learning, and we're creating community. And our business academy is working on the actual business plan to launch the community cafe job training program, which we anticipate we will launch within the next 12 months. Quite frankly, our culinary arts program started 2 years before we even had a kitchen. And during that time was the time that the Kaplans worked side by side with our youth to build the garden beds.
Over 30 garden beds there, so they're all irrigated and ready for the summer to be over so that we can plant again.
In addition to Tom and Emily, their children, Max and Molly, also were regular dedicated volunteers. They're just amazing people, an amazing family, and just pillars of our community, and I am so grateful to know them.
So we just went forward with it, and we took the punches as they came, and we just had to provide solutions where they were. And luckily my office and the resources and the brilliant Manny Diaz that I work with, and Leandra, the Valkyrie of permit warriors, was out there battling at the front lines and for El Nido, and making us proud. And we had to just deal with, like I said, with the punches, and we did a really good job of it. And unfortunately, it just took more time, and we just never gave up.
Eddie and his team, Leandra, Manny, Megan, they hung in there and got us to the point that we actually were able to get our permit.
When I first started, I was doing mostly discount stores and awning permits, and I was just getting the scraps of projects, maybe some residential projects here and there. And so the Hugo's organization has always been really helpful to me, and they always referred me jobs and would get me in the right place at the right time. And so I owe a lot to them, and so I was really happy to be a part of it with them.
I gotta hand it to the staff members of El Nido, who are all incredible people, and the board, and all the people that come to these events and are as inspired as we were to give back.
There's a huge need that's being filled with this kitchen, because a lot of this stuff is not available in Bacomo. We're one of the only organizations that's providing these hands-on classes. I think by the work that we're doing here at Nido, we're bringing Pacoima up and we're doing big things. I want to thank everybody from the bottom of my heart, honestly, for the work that you're putting in to uplift our community. Your efforts are not unseen. We see you, we appreciate you, and I really do hope that other people find it in themselves to keep contributing to us, because we might be a small group right now, but we're going to grow this into something big, and we're making big changes in Pacoima right now.
We have compost piles there, we have gardens, we have the kitchen right next to it. So everything just seems to have fallen in place very naturally and organically. And we're going to be able to do a lot of good in the kitchen.